Okay, gonna give some thoughts on Night of Champions, which I saw a bit of last night, and I saw the rest of it this morning. I thought overall it was quite a good show. Really, it had a good flow to it. Didn't really drag or anything, and I think a lot of the matches had the right amount of time as well. There wasn't anything really extraordinary on it, but most of what was there was quite good. Well, there was a Divas match, but what can you do? But yeah, I'll go for it one by one. Oh, like a proper review. Okay, Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston. I thought they had a really good opener, actually. It got the crowd going, and the crowd on this pay-per-view just seemed pretty pumped for a lot of what was going on, which definitely enhanced the whole pay-per-view, really. Because WWE crowds these days are normally really fucking dire and quiet and not excited about anything, but they seemed excited about most things on this pay-per-view. And I think Dolph Ziggler and Kofi had a good match. There was some good stuff, obviously with if Dolph getting count out or disqualified, he'd lose the belt. There was a good bit with Vicky Guerrero where she was about to slap Kofi, and Dolph was like, no. And it kind of looked like Dolph was going to get a cheap victory, but he kind of outsmarted Kofi. And character-wise, he wrestled a really smart match, and I was quite impressed by them showing a bit of that. And I think it was a good opener, and I think it was definitely better than their one at SummerSlam, although that suffered due to interference and stuff. And yeah, it was a good start to the show. And next was CM Punk and Big Show. CM Punk came out to a big ovation because it was his hometown crowd of Chicago, Illinois, and he gave a really good promo. At first, you kind of think, oh, babyface, I love Chicago, and then he had to go at all the people that lives in there. Great heel work there, spot on, good at turning the crowd against him, even though they were still chanting for him a bit during the match with Big Show. Yeah, CM Punk had a lot of advantage on this for a Big Show match, but Big Show won by the knockout punch after not very long at all. Filler, really, just proper filler match, and probably an excuse to get Punk on the card as it's his hometown. But yeah, that's it really. It's probably one of the worst things on pay-per-view, but no, I want CM Punk to have a victory. I want him to be back in the title scene, but they don't seem to be going that way at the moment. I hope this is the end of this feud, so he can move on from the straight edge society, but keep up the straight edge gimmick, because that's good and it riles people's up. It gets heat. Then there was The Miz and Daniel Bryan. The Miz came out with Alex Riley as his lackey. Damn, no hope for that guy. He's the permanent lackey now. Yeah, it was a good match. Daniel Bryan slightly toned down. It's not going to be a Ring of Honor style match, is it? But it was really good for what it was nonetheless. And I think The Miz had been watching some of Daniel Bryan's matches with Nigel McGuinness in ROH. He was working over the arm a lot, doing that arm bendy thing that Nigel did, but not to the extent that he did on one of the pay-per-views they wrestled. And also busted out a spot that was straight from one of them. Danielson was straddled on the ropes, and Miz was on the turnbuckle and clotheslined him off, and Danielson did that flip. And some good back and forth reversals, nice psychology by the Miz working on the arm. Eventually Danielson made him tap out, and it was a feel good moment for me or fans of him. Yeah, and a good match, good solid match there. It was cool. Then there's the women's match. Yeah, I guess they tried, but it was lumberjill stuff, and there's lots of shit with all the women outside and stuff, and just just WWE diva wrestling, isn't it? Then there's Kane and Undertaker. They showed a nice video package before the match, which is always good, and always like normally a plus point to do that kind of thing, especially with feuds involved like this one. It was cool. Undertaker was like just playing his weakened state of self. It was slow and plodding in places, but there was a lot of brawling outside. There was some alright bits with like Kane hitting Taker with like the announce table thing, and yeah, it was just an alright brawl really. Wasn't too bad, wasn't amazing, you know, didn't think it would be amazing, but wasn't horrible, it was alright. Yeah, and Kane got the clean win without any help really, and I think that was a good call indeed, and I hope Undertaker's not gonna like take her up and win it off him too quickly. But the problem with this match and this feud is it's not over the title, is it? And the title is, this is a good example of the title just being a prop, or not even that. And like another video I did about Kane winning this title, that title just isn't that important, and as soon as they merge the titles together, that'll be good, I think. I think that's a good thing, because it's rumoured they are going to do that around WrestleMania time next year, and I think that'll be good nonetheless. But yeah, that could probably be another whole topic to cover in a video. And there was a tag team turmoil match which wasn't announced to start with, was just kind of sprung on. Yeah, I liked this match. I thought it was quite entertaining. Started off with the Hart Dynasty and the Usos. The Hart Dynasty got eliminated first, which was like, oh right, okay then. And that to me just proves that like the Hart Dynasty just aren't over, and they knew they aren't over, and they're only over when Brett's there, which is a shame because they're good to watch in a ring. Something's got to be developed with them for sure. Yeah, they got eliminated first by the Usos. Then Santino and Kozlov came down to a big pop, and but they got eliminated quite quickly, which is a shame. And then there's the makeshift team of Mark Henry and Evan Bourne, eliminated the Usos. Then there was dastardly, dashingly handsome Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, and they looked more of a tag team than Mark Henry and Evan Bourne, and they ended up getting it, and it was quite an entertaining match. And I like the idea of them having the tag belts and being able to go on each show, because I like Cody Rhodes. Not too sure about Drew McIntyre. I think he can be good, but he's still got a bit of a way to go. I like the fact Cody has a personality now, which is cool, and I'd like to see what they're going to do with that, if they do anything. They've got to do something with that, but at least they get more of a reaction than the Hart Dynasty did. Yeah, then there's the main event, the six-pack challenge. Sheamus, Orton, Edge, Jericho, Barrett and Cena. Parts of this were a bit slow and draggy. Other parts of it were okay. Quite a substandard main event, but good enough for a main event, I guess. Yeah, Jericho got eliminated like I thought he would, and there was a bit of a like stunned thing by all the wrestlers as he walked on the way to the back. And yeah, there's a bit of teamwork with Edge and Sheamus. Edge got eliminated. Then it was Cena, which was good. I guess it like makes some fans a bit shocked for him to be eliminated so soon. And it was down to Sheamus, Barrett and Orton, I think. Barrett got eliminated eventually. He just looks weak. I don't think he's ready for the main event just yet, to be honest. They just overbooked Nexus, and it's just declined basically in the past month or two. That's the way I see it. and I don't know what they're going to do to reclaim everything back again. The rest of Nexus just look like jobbers compared to Barrett anyway, or maybe Gabriel. It'd be good if they did something with Gabriel. I like him, and he's always looked good in a ring. But yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of hope for Nexus so far, and it's down to Orton and Sheamus. Orton got the win. I think he needed it probably the least. Well, not the least, but I think Sheamus and Barrett needed the win, the title, way more than Orton did. But I don't know, I should have seen it coming, really. He was getting this mega push on Raw. He's like the biggest babyface now, and you can tell they're going to like have another him and Cena match down the line, which just doesn't excite me whatsoever. I don't want to see that match again, even them two as faces. Unless it kind of like turns into a Cena heel turn. If they did that cleverly, that could be interesting, but I doubt it'll happen. And yeah, it seemed like they like finished early because Orton was just standing around posing for what seemed like forever as well. But yeah, overall quite an enjoyable show. Had a good flow to like the overall span of the pay-per-view. Definitely watchable, nothing exciting and amazing. Probably on par with Glory by Honor, really, although there's probably like more kind of top-notch wrestling on there. But even still, for a WWE like B-level pay-per-view, this was quite good, and the crowd definitely made a lot of it. And that's my thoughts on that. Leave some comments on what you thought about my thoughts and your own thoughts. Cheers.